Well, it started with just a simple idea, a few painted eggs to celebrate Easter, but over the decades, Eggshelland became a beloved Northeast Ohio tradition, delighting generations with its colorful charm there.
3 News photojournalist Zechariah Durr takes us to Eddy Fruit Farm, that's in Chesterland, where this one-of-a-kind display is getting a second life.
It started with a simple request in 1957. Ron Manolio's mother-in-law wanted a little Easter display for their lawn. Ron built a 50-foot cross made from real painted eggshells, and thus an eggshell kingdom was born. Eggshelland, as it was called, became a yearly springtime tradition at 1031 Lindon Lane in Lyndhurst. Ron and his wife Betty spent over 50 years creating fantastical displays in front of their home. Some pieces would return, but most of the lawn was taken up with a brand new design each year, carefully plotted out in grids by Betty. Wondering where all the eggs came from? Ron and Betty would go to local diners in the mornings, carefully cracking the bases of the eggs that would be used for the day's breakfast menu. They'd take home the shells, give them a careful wash, and then it was on to Ron's painting posts. Thanks to the enamel paint that Ron would use, the eggs could last for years. Boxes and boxes of eggs living in the Manolios' basement. When the time came, each egg was placed on a candy apple stick, very carefully. At its largest, there were over 50,000 eggs used. They never asked for donations or tried to monetize the work. They just wanted to do something special for the community. When Ron passed away in 2012, the family honored him with an eggshell portrait and chose to make it the last year of Eggshelland in Lyndhurst. Years later, local preservation group the Euclid Beach Boys took ownership of the displays from the family, showing them off at local malls and parking lots. Now the collection is under new care at Eddy Fruit Farm in Chesterland. Farm co-owner Bart Alcorn is getting ready to open the display to the public once again.
We thought that this would be a perfect place for it to be because it's such a family-oriented event, and that's what we do here at the farm. It actually takes you longer than what you think because there's a lot of eggs hanging up on that wall. You have a half hour to 45 minutes per letter.
What's the hardest part of setting up the displays?
Not breaking the eggs.
Almost 70 years later, something as simple as painted eggs can still bring smiles to the visitors, a fact that Ron and Betty would have loved.
Yeah, I'll say that is a commitment right there. First of all, Zechariah, tremendous job with that piece. You can visit Eggshelland displays at Eddy Fruit Farm in Chesterland starting today, going through next Saturday the 19th. Admission, you can't beat it. It's free. And there are free spring-themed crafts for kids.
I'm such